Today is Friday, September the 3rd, and this is Grant Loves Books. I read quite a lot of books, and I'm not going to be reviewing all of the books I read because they're just not worth it, to be frank. They might be good, they might be just okay, but they're not good enough for me to make a full review on them. So I just wanted to make a review of the books I read in August very quickly. Legs by William Kennedy. Maybe if you have never read any William Kennedy before, to read this one first might be a good start because this is the first book in the Albany cycle. I think the best book that William Kennedy has written, the best book that I've read of William Kennedy, is called Ironweed. Eugène Grandet by Honoré de Balzac. This is surely going to be one of the best books that I read in 2021. This book, just so good, easy to read. It's a 200-year-old book. Do not let that frighten you. I certainly made a review of this one. If you could see the other videos from my channel, I did a big, long review of this one. And I dressed really nicely when I made it. The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime by Mark Haddon. Mark Haddon wrote children's books, and this feels like a children's book to me. There's a little bit of coarse language, as we used to say. A dog gets killed very violently. No, the dog doesn't get killed. We see the corpse of the dog. It's literature for people who are not too sure what literature is yet. He's trying to write proper literature, but he's still sort of also writing a children's book. Like I think this is suitable for young people ages 12 to 16. I'm sure there are a lot of people who are of the age where they loved the Harry Potter series and they're trying to graduate to more mature reading. This might be a nice stepping stone, and hopefully they will continue onwards to read actual real literature like Pride and Prejudice, Catch-22, Notes from the Underground, proper stuff. This is really, well, what can I say? I think it's for kids. Bright Lights Big City. This book, it's supposed to be about the decadent life of a Manhattanite in the 80s. But there's no sex in the book. There is quite a lot of drug taking. There's a lot of cocaine use, but even the cocaine use, it's always referred to as the Bolivian marching powder or Peruvian dust. This just feels so sanitized, so clean. Even the author, he looks like that actor. Don't you think? He looks like Jared Leto's big brother. Alice Munro, The Progress of Love. I made a review of this on my channel. You can see that one. It's a great collection of short stories. Just, I do not feel the same degree of satisfaction with a collection of short stories as I do with a novel. This book is better than all of these except for Eugène Grandet. Is better than those. Eugène Grandet is my favorite on this list today. It's very good, it's very satisfying. It's just that when you read a collection of short stories, you're hearing the same author's voice again and again and again. You're getting that same author's style 11 times. And when I read novels, I always like to read one author, and then I completely switch. If I read something American, I read something British. If I read something British, I want to read something in translation. Some Hungarian, some Japanese, some German or South American writers. I don't read the same author again and again because I don't like that. I think that it's a good reader wants to hear new voices. And so reading this 11 short stories, and they're long short stories, they're about 30 pages each, is getting quite a lot of the same voice. It's very good. I think maybe it's reading it in the bath. Reading one short story in the bath, putting it aside. The Reader. I think this is an extremely popular book because of that banner at the top, but I did not like it. This is my feeling, don't get mad at me. I feel Bernhard sat down and said, if I write something about the Holocaust, it's going to get published and make a lot of money. And even better than that, if I write a book about the Holocaust and I do it in a way which is very easily lent to a Hollywood script, that's even better for my bank account. And it is written really in a 3-act Hollywood script. Beginning, boy meets girl. Middle, boy grows up, girl disappears. Ending, the surprising conclusion to the story. I can't help but have the feeling that he gratuitously is profiting from the Holocaust. That's my feeling. Is it a good book though? It's okay. It's okay. It's not very deep. It's a decent story. In the end, it provides the greatest irony to the longest running joke of Ricky Gervais's career, if you know what that's about. And the last book that I read in August was also very disappointing, but it was short. I read it in a couple of days. After the popularity of Martin Amis, London Fields, Dead Babies, The Rachel Papers, came a host of Martin Amis clones who wrote in that Martin Amis style where there were always quite a lot of these flourishes and this very colorful writing, which to younger readers, maybe it seems very clever, very witty, very, ooh, so stylish. And then as you get older, you don't like that anymore. Even when Martin Amis was writing his books, his father, Kingsley Amis, who was a very well-regarded British author, didn't like his son's books because he felt that the way he was writing them was drawing too much attention to the author, to his son, Martin. Like, you're writing in a way which is having people say, oh, aren't you a clever little so-and-so writing with all those flourishes? And this is like that, but not even as much fun as Martin Amis. His face was immediately forgettable. Oh, so clever. It was a round face, waxy in texture, without a hint of the passions beneath its surface, set with narrow eyes behind steel-rimmed spectacles. A face so featureless, it gave the impression of not being there. Whoa, flourish. Did he have a mustache? I forget. Add a mustache, subtract a mustache. Nothing would alter his utterly nondescript appearance. Supposing then we add a mustache, a precise bristly mustache to go with the precise toy soldier's gestures that were the only evidence of his Teuton ancestry. I read that and I just think, oh, look at Mr. Fancy Pants with his stylized writing. Aren't you just the sweetest thing? But I liked it when I was younger. When I was younger, I liked that very colorful, playful style of writing, and now I'm older, I don't like it. That's what happens when you get older. You don't like the bullshit anymore. You like the, give me some hard writing. Just give me the goddamn hard stuff, because you're old, you don't have time for that. Anyway, so that was my month of reading for August. Highest recommendation goes to Eugène Grandet by Balzac. Second highest goes to Alice Munro. Today is Friday, September the 2nd, and I hope that I'm going to launch the entire YouTube project on Sunday in 2 days. So I've got 2 videos to edit and upload. I've got to coordinate the whole thing with Patreon. Please, if you want to support the channel, visit me on Patreon. Like and subscribe. Please share the videos. If you're interested, share them even if you're not interested. Just do it for me one time. Just share on Facebook, or if you have something better than Facebook, please let me know about it and share the videos there, because I came to Facebook late. I came 10 years after everybody else in 2015. So it was like Facebook was on the decline. So I only have 140 friends. So I need your help. So please share my video, help me just to get the initial momentum for the YouTube algorithm to kick in, please leave a comment. If you want to recommend any books to read in the next couple of months, my Hungarian friends want to send me a book, please send me Emberszög by Szépernő. Emberszög in English, of course. I really would like to review that book in the future, but can't find that in Canada. So that's all for today. Grant Loves Books. Thank you very much for watching. I read one author? Oh, God damn it. This was the progenitor. You know, and even as a kid, New York City was so, you know, oh, it's big and scary and frightening. Fucking refrigerator. I think inevitably it's compared with American Psycho, which is also about the decadent 80s in Manhattan. And American Psycho is quite at the opposite end of the scale. It's, well, it's disgusting. I hate that book because of these long, gratuitous depictions of very violent, horrifying torture. If you meet someone and they tell you that American Psycho is one of their favorite books, don't date them. Don't date them. Don't sleep with them.